Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Wole, and I will be presenting a book that inspires me. Out of all the books that I have read before, one book in particular that has helped contribute to my thoughts, it is none other than The Picture of Dorian Gray. It was written by an Irish author, Oscar Wilde, in 1890. There are many publishers, but the most recent and the most popular one is by Penguin Classics, the revised edition. The Picture of Dorian Gray starts off with a conversation between a noble and his artist, Lord Henry Wotton, and Basil Hallward. Basil professed to Lord Henry that he had grown infatuated with a young, handsome man whose soul and beauty had touched his art. Dorian's beauty became the subject of his portrait. Upon meeting Dorian Gray, Lord Henry preached his philosophy to the young and inexperienced man. Easily swayed by his ideas and lifestyle, Dorian becomes obsessed with his youth. At some point, Dorian had irrationally made a wish that the portrait would age and bear the consequences of his action instead of himself. As years pass, Dorian's portrait becomes increasingly tarnished and unrecognizable as a result of his sins. The portrait serves as a reminder of every sin that he has committed, and he continues to remain youthful at the expense of his morality before realizing the consequences of his actions at the end of the story. The reasons as to why I picked this book is because of four main reasons. The first one being the exploration of moral corruption. In the novel, we read as characters go through crises that challenge their morality. The second one being that the novel has an intriguing plot and narrative. The novel is especially well written and understandable for today's standard, considering that it was written almost 100 years ago. The third one being the complex characters, as each characters have their own thoughts and flaws. The fourth one being that it's based off Victorian society, so we can see that the novel showcases the contrast between the rich and the poor and the beliefs of those times. How does the novel inspire me? The novel itself is a lesson and inspiration to the young generations, such as myself and others. One of the lessons behind this story is to never let yourself stray away from the internal morals that we uphold deeply inside of us. We tend to easily fall prey to sugar-coated words, not realizing the potential dangers behind them. The story also serves as a reminder not to seek things that go against our morals. The inspiration of this novel is to encourage us to realize how our actions can have effects on others and ourselves, even if what we're doing right now may seem harmless. But in the future, they may backfire. One of the most important points in the novel is that morality is a major theme that is constantly brought up and challenged. Watching as Dorian Gray struggle to hold on to his morals is an important part of the story. As people, we all carry morals within us and ourselves that may or may not be similar, but one of the reasons why we uphold those morals is to protect and consider ourselves and others. It is also important to be considerate of those around us, to be the bigger person in the room, and not let prejudice cloud our judgment. Anyone who enjoys a novel that has an intriguing plot, complex characters, and themes that correspond to human morality, those who would not mind sitting for hours contemplating and appreciating the written words, they would surely have a great time with this novel as it fits all of the criteria above. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone for listening to my presentation.